Today on Clubhouse Gas, we talk with a major Division I baseball coach about the mental aspect of the game, how to help your players develop mental toughness. And it's all right here on Clubhouse Gas.
If you cannot deal with failure, and if you look at it each time, if you make an out as failure, it's going to be tough, and it's not going to be much fun. It's a very, very difficult thing. As a ball player, and you've all experienced this, I'm sure, another difficult part of playing baseball is in that first inning, you're playing shortstop, and you get that ground ball, and it goes through your legs. And man, you're out there, and you're saying, gosh, I hope that guy doesn't score. Please, let's get 3 out somehow before that guy scores. Or, give me another ground ball quickly. And you may not get another ground ball until the 8th or 9th inning. And that whole time you're thinking, man, and it is so tough. You have to be mentally tough. How do you become mentally tough? Do you guys have an idea? We've got a real small group here. Do you have an idea? How do you become mentally tough? Fellas? Anybody back there? Any parents have an idea about that? Short-term memory. Well, and that, I think that's one facet of it. Playing for the now, right in the present. You've got to play for the now. You heard Kurt mention, you've got to put those 0 for 4s behind you. And by the same token, you've got to put those 4 for 4s behind you. You cannot dwell on it, and it's that steady, every day coming to the ballpark, trying to be the best player that you can be, trying to learn something every day, trying to get a little bit better every day. I spent 6 years in the Philadelphia Phillies minor league organization and 1 year as a manager. And in the Phillies organization, what they said is, learn something every day. And if you come out there every day and learn something, those small incremental steps are going to add up to something big. Those small gradually you're going to improve, and you're going to become a better ball player. You cannot dwell on the home run you hit last night. You can't think, man, I'm ready, I've got it. If any of you are golfers, golfers out here, you can have that great day, and boy, the next day it's gone. Well, it's the same thing with baseball. But I think the way you build mental toughness, you don't put mental toughness on like a coat. You don't become mentally tough suddenly. It takes time. Just like you don't change your body and become physically stronger. You do it by every day doing push-ups, doing wrist curls, doing your weight training, running, training. That's how you change your body physically. Same thing mentally. Every day that you come out to the ballpark, you do your very best to get better. You push yourself. I think that everybody, when you're training or doing something, for example, if you're running, and you reach that ceiling where you're saying, I'm tired. Now you have 2 choices at that point. You have 2 choices. One is, I'm tired. I'm going to slow down. I'm finished. I've reached my limit. So you've reached that ceiling. So that ceiling the next day, in my opinion, is going to be a little bit lower. Now, if on the other hand, you reach that point, I'm tired, and you say, okay, I'm going to go another 5 minutes, and I'm going to push myself a little bit harder. Now, tomorrow, that ceiling's a little bit higher. And you've pushed yourself, and you've made yourself a little bit tougher. And if you do that the next day, when you're training in some aspect, and you push through that glass ceiling again, you've made yourself a little bit better. Now, isn't that a mental aspect? If you do that every day, and then when it comes time for you to face a pitcher, or you as a pitcher are ready to face a hitter, and you can look at that guy, or you can say to yourself, I have trained as hard as anybody, if not harder. I've trained harder than you have. I'm ready. Let's go. Give me your best. I want your best effort. I'm going to give my best effort. I'm going to control what I can control. And in fact, I might throw you my very best pitch. I might throw you my very best pitch, and Kurt talked about that slider on the outside corner. I'm going to throw you my best pitch. If I do that and you hit it out of the ballpark, you know what I have to do? I take my hat and go, nice job, and move on. Now, if on the other hand, I make some mistakes, and you're hitting, then I've got to work on some things. I've got to sit back and say, okay, I didn't give him my best pitch. I didn't make my best swing. I've got to go back and look at my mechanics. I've got to go back and maybe look at how I train or seek some help. But being mentally tough is as a coach, it is one of, and Kurt mentioned the 5 tools, it is as important to me as any one of those 5 tools, the makeup of a ball player.